gentlemen, as always, I'm your host, Airsoft Al. Welcome to another Media Reviews. It is... Okay, before I even get into this, let me just say this now. I loved the title that this was before, where it was Boy Who Lives meets The Immediate Murder Professionals, or BWL meets IMP. And now that it's called Helluva Wizard, I'm split on the two titles of this fanfiction. Helluva Wizard is actually very much so in theme with the show and what we've actually seen. While at the same time, Boy Who Lives meets IMP also is a good title. So I'm going to let you guys decide down below what you think of the title change and whether or not it's good or bad. But moving on to the latest chapters in this story, we continue with the Harvest Moon Festival arc and the return to Hogwarts. And dear Mother of God, I called it. And I get to use this clip again.
Fuck you! I was right! Fuck you! I was right! Fuck you! I was right!
Yes, Stryker, in all his evil hitman glory. I loved it. I loved every second of this. I really did, because as soon as Harry saw that his parents were getting in trouble, he went apeshit. And I loved every moment of it. And the punishment for Stryker also was fitting. But that's not what we're here for. No. We are here for, of course, the possible three-way love triangle between Luna and, of course, the Goetia daughter. I can't even begin to tell you how much I'm actually pretty happy for it. As much as I want Luna to hook up with Harry, at the same time, not Stella, my bad. At the same time, the Goetia daughter is a lot more in line with Harry's character. Now, hear me out. Stolas' daughter is very much so from the same cloth cut. Like, they've known each other for a long time. Both of them are magical. Both of them have family issues in their own right, mind you, and have their own what have you. But at the same time, in terms of personality, Stolas' daughter is a lot more in line with Harry than Luna is with Harry. Now, don't get me wrong, Luna and Harry have a more brother-sister relationship, in my opinion, where Luna has a more protective relationship to Harry. Now, the author, DeWar, could actually expand this to into a sort of tsundere relationship where Luna is kind of on the outside, just, you know, is indifferent to Harry, but on the inside absolutely loves the guy. But again, there is so many ways the relationship could go. But I'm Stolas' daughter's side on this one. I am all for the Dragon Owl relationship. That's what I'm all about. Again, to those of you who are going to be losing your shit, basically saying, but she's a demonic hellhound. How could you? Fuck you, that's how I go by personality, not by the characteristics. And in my opinion, her personality and Harry's click. That's my opinion on that. But, moving on. The whole family dynamic, though. What I really do love about it is that the family dynamic between Harry and his adopted parents' family is that the family absolutely loves Harry. And I mean love him. Down to the point that the grandparents love him and his mom over his own damn dad. And while, yes, Harry is technically not of their blood, they don't care. They love him as a grandson. And that is heartwarming, to say the least. Now, moving on, this is where things get really, really fun, because there is a parent-teacher comp, because as soon after soon after the Harvest Moon Festival arc happens. There is a lot more that I'm not going to spoil for you guys, because I want you to go check this out, especially Stryker's punishment and his comeuppance that he gets. I'm going to leave that to you guys to read. But after the Harvest Moon Festival arc, we then get back to Hogwarts, where Stolas, with basically Dumbledore's spy, which this Dumbledore, I don't know which camp the author's gonna push towards. They're gonna push towards a manipulative, power-hungry Dumbledore, which has the greater good so brainwashed and ingrained into him that he doesn't see anything, and anything he sees is slightly dark, automatically makes someone a dark wizard, or do we see a senile old coot who has no idea what the hell he's doing and is just trying to do what he can, even though he has total senility, is absolute senile. But that is the one thing I want to see what the author does with this character. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the idea of a greater good character secretly being evil or doing something that doesn't seem right, or in his mind seems right. We saw this with Hot Fuzz, with the neighborhood association basically doing what they believe is the greater good by murdering people. And again, we've seen how that plays out in many stories before. Now, after they get back to the school itself, we then, of course, get an absolute treasure trove of what has been building up. The parent-teacher conference between the headmaster and the adopted family, which obviously are devils, and, of course, Blitzo, where the O is silent. This is absolute gold. And I do mean gold, because the husband is seen by, of course, Dumbledore as at least the sane one in this whole situation, where the mother is trying to every possibility to kill his old butt. And I hope she does. I really do. Or at least she makes sure that her son has a weapon, because I'm sorry, going into a school where danger is around every corner, please make sure the child has a gun or a blade or some form of explosives. But then again, that's just my own personal paranoia that would probably make me a semi-decent parent, but that's how I am. Either way, though, the story does end where, well, as any story would end, a nice, not a cliffhanger, but a nice setup for the next couple chapters. And where do I see this going forward? Where I see this going forward is more build-up to something more. I would love to see the main character actually having the confrontation, or at least being sort of given this whole idea that, oh, you're part of a prophecy, this is sort of where you're supposed to go, and him basically giving the finger and saying, no, this is my life and this is how I'm going to live it. If you want this place, by all means, have it. Or do a double cross. And by double cross, I mean basically tell the guy, i.e. Voldemort, that you'd be willing to work with him. And because Harry is technically a devil, or at least it was raised around deal makers and assassins and people in hell, whose main job is, of course, to get the souls and more or less make a deal for those souls, I could see him literally using those lessons to make a deal. To literally have that ability to where he basically double crosses Voldemort. Literally tells the guy, I'd like to make a deal. We work together to basically burn this mother to the ground and basically stick it to the old goat. At which point in time, at the right moment, backstabs the guy, drags his soul to hell, and then goes on from there. Again, that's one of the routes that the author could go. The second route the author could go would be a neutral demon Harry, where he basically declares he's neutral in all this. He doesn't want to be a part of this. He definitely doesn't want anything to do with the old goat. Again, that is one of the elements that could be done, and hasn't been done a lot in some fan fictions that I've read from Harry Potter. It's either he is full-on dark, full-on light, or just sticks it to everyone. There are very few neutral Harry Potter fan fictions. However, because, again, Harry is from hell, or was raised in hell, I could see him pushing hell's agenda. And that could be a load of fun in of itself. But again, that's just how it is. And like I said, the last one could be just Harry pushing Hell's agenda. Literally trying to make deals left and right, killing people, having fun, taking souls, sending them down to hell, literally just doing all sorts of fun. Either way, though, that is my thoughts on Helluva Wizard, and it's good. However, I did find out through, of course, another author who did the Imp's Guide to Raising a Boy Wizard, that thanks to DeWar, another story where Harry is raised in hell was created. This time, Harry being the son of Satan and Lilith, and the brother of Charlie. Now, whether or not that would actually turn out pretty good, I haven't seen yet, but we'll definitely see when we review that. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airsoft Alan. If you want to help support us, consider donating to our PayPal down below. It's folks like you that actually make this content possible. And if you want to suggest stuff or suggest some fanfictions for me to review, no, not bad fanfictions. I've just now recovered from my winter cold, essentially, not the corona or Rona, whichever one, because I know people are going to say I had the Rona, when in reality it was just allergies and winter cold combined, which was kicking my ass. They consider joining the Discord down below. I'm in an author's Discord where many authors promote their works. And because YouTube being YouTube, if you try to share any links in the comments section, YouTube will hide them and or delete them. We have tried many times before to tell you guys that, but you haven't listened, and we've gotten a lot of complaints because of it. It's not our fault. YouTube is being 1984 Big Brother. And finally, if you want to read this one yourself, there is a link down below in the pinned comment with all the other links, which will take you to Helluva Wizard. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airsoft Alan. I will see you all in the next media review where we take a look at not only the end of Book 1, but also the beginning of Book 2 for Imp's Guide to Raise a Boy Wizard, where we see not only, of course, him going into the Sorcerer's Stone, but also, of course, the beginning of Chamber of Secrets. And believe me, those two already have created a ton of fun from what I've read. And dear God, is it going to be fun. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airsoft Down. I will see all you lovely, lovely people in the next video. Till next time, later.